single passes in first round qualifying for the monster truck. And here comes Nightmare, a qualifying run. The flashbulbs ignite the Thunderdome here in downtown Indianapolis. He almost is over, up on the right side, keeps his foot in it, and comes to a stop at the end of the run. Almost rolled it over. It was driver's side up.
Chevrolet fans, let's give Steve Hess a big hand. Nightmare! Here we are in lane one. Here he is. Getting ready to come out right now. Scott Hess, ladies and gentlemen, first one.
The 540 cube against 1989 Chevrolet again off to the side. All these drivers having trouble keeping all four wheels on top.
Your leader is Barefoot with a 6.19. Barefoot with a 6.19 your leader. All right, here we go on lane number 2, Hercules.
Here's Hercules, the 1989 Chevrolet 454. Tim Kessler from Avon, Ohio. Over the first set of cars, he approaches second. He's in trouble. Tim is in trouble. There's a gap between that first and second car as they make the pass, and he has trouble. The first time in the truck in this type of competition. Tim says he's had the truck for some 8 months, but the first time in competition this evening, and he has a problem. And now stage is the world-famous Bigfoot number 8, Andy Brass, in the cockpit. This is the truck of the 90s. The two-frame construction, the only truck of its kind. It utilizes nitrous shocks, no springs on this one. It's a much lighter monster truck, weighs in at about 10,000 pounds. Designer and builder Bob Chandler says it's driver-friendly. And look at Andy Brass on the hammer. Look at the air under Bigfoot 8. 50,000 fans erupt in tears for Bigfoot 8.
5.32. Ford fans, one time. Let's hear it for Bigfoot. All you Ford fans, let's hear it. Number 1. All right. Chevrolet fans, here he is. Bob Homer, the Beast. He's tough. He's Chevrolet tough. Here he comes right now in the number 2 lane. He's getting ready to be time right now. There he comes. Hang on, Bob Homer. Here he comes. Man alive. Let's give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. The Beast, Bob Homer.
Well, the Ford fans are in heaven right now because the monster truck with the fastest time in qualifying, Andy Brass in Bigfoot at 5.32. We'll see more of them a bit later. But right now, we'll take this break and come back with 4x4 modified pulling competition.
Classic Racing presents
Your Maniacs, the United States Hot Rod Association, blasts into your living room with their new home video, Monsters of Rock and Roar. It's electrifying mega motor action like you've never seen before. See mud bog track racing, monster truck battle, Bigfoot versus Barefoot, funny car tug of wars, and more. Meet Borean, the jet dragster that turns into a 2-story tall flame-throwing robot. Don't be fooled by imitations. Monsters of Rock and Roar is not available in stores. Hurry, order now.
Call now 1-800-354-1300.
Welcome to the Hoosier Dome. We are ready now for modified 4x4 pulling competition. These trucks must weigh less than 6,250 pounds, but basically anything downtown Indianapolis tonight, these fans call it the Thunderdome. We are ready for monster truck competition. To answer the question, can anybody beat Bigfoot 8? This is the monster truck of the 90s. It's fast in qualifying, but now it is first round elimination in monster truck competition.
The Lone Ranger with 11.02. The Lone Ranger, Gary Bauer. All right, here he comes.
completes the run.
Here he comes. He's tough. Andy Brown. Bigfoot tough. Right there. Andy Brown. Bigfoot. 6.60. 6.60. What about Bigfoot 8? Is it a lot different than driving one of the standard trucks?
Yeah, this one is, we got a lot more suspension travel, and as you can see it out here, the truck's performing a lot better. It's landing a lot better and handling a lot better than most of the regular suspension trucks.
You had to really get on them brakes that on the end.
Yeah, it does. The wall's coming up pretty close, and it's starting to scare us a little bit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Andy Brass another big hand. What about him? Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Brass. He's tough. He's tough. Driving Bigfoot 8. All right.
In the far lane, it's Barefoot with Scott Hess, the 89 Chevy. And in the near lane, Holman's Beast, the 89 Chevy, driven by Bob Holman.
Here comes the lad right now. The young man from the Buckeye State of Ohio. The Beast. Barefoot. All my Chevrolet fans, let's hear it from the number 2 man. Chevrolet fans, what about it?
Here comes Barefoot, Scott Hess. Oh, hang on, Scott, he's back on the hammer, and look at that run. Barefoot may have just done it. Barefoot may have just done it. The Beast in the other lane. The Beast, driven by Bob Holman, but it looks like Barefoot may have just beaten the time turned in earlier by Bigfoot.
Chevrolet fans, Barefoot! He's tough. He's tough. What a run. What a run. Can you believe him watching? What a run.
And now staging number 2, the youngest monster truck driver in the world, 16-year-old Clint Daggett out of Hudson, Florida. This is number 2, the 89 Ford, and alongside Nightmare, Steve Hess out of Columbia City, Indiana, with the 89 Chevy. The time to beat turned in by Barefoot with Scott Hess at 6.56. Andy Brass and Bigfoot is 6.60. So young 16-year-old Clint Daggett out of Hudson, Florida. In his second full season of monster truck competition, he has a real pepper alongside, but right now it looks like the youngster may have it. Oh! Look at the come from behind victory. Nightmare, Steve Hess. The youngster got the whole shot, but Steve Hess hammered out. He takes the victory. Steve Hess and Nightmare, Columbia City, Indiana, comes from behind to take the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Hess. He's tough. He's tough. I'm talking about right now. Chevrolet fans, let's hear it for him one time. Steve, I'm going to tell you, you had about as straight a run as I've seen you make in a long time. You make them up sideways and crossways. Did you feel good?
Yeah, this run felt real good. My qualifying run, we lost power in between the 2 set of cars. We're having some injection problems, but it ran real good on this run.
I'll guarantee you, but I'll tell you right now, you boys doing a fine job. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's give him a big hand. Steve Hess, out of Columbus City, Indiana, home state boy. He's tough. He's tough.
Now stage the heartbeat. Fred Engelman from Lowell, Michigan, the 89 Chevy. In the other lane, it's Hercules. Tim Tesmer, his first time in competition with this truck. The Hercules, powered by a 454 cubic inch Chevrolet. The heartbeat, a 431 big block Chevy. They are now shooting for the time turned in by Barefoot at 6.56. So Barefoot right now is quick. Bigfoot second fast at 6.60. And there's the green light. Here they come. Heartbeat out front. Small the run, and some trouble now for Hercules. Hercules stuck between those two sets of junk cars. Here he comes to complete the run.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big hand, Brett Ingerman, out of Laurel, Michigan. I'm going to tell you right now, this young man has been around monster trucking since monster trucking's been around. I'm going to tell you that right now. Brett, I tell you, that's a rough course out there.
It's very rough, one of the roughest ones I've ever been on. First round competition, both Bigfoot and Barefoot advance, so it's going to be a shootout perhaps between Ford and Chevrolet. But remember, through that first round, Barefoot was faster than Bigfoot. We are ready for 4x4 modified pulling competition.
Here they are, side by side, truck pull drags at the Thunder Dome, ladies and gentlemen, right here, Indianapolis, Indiana. Jim Fanning driving a 68 Jeep 612 cubic inches out of Derry, Pennsylvania.
Staging now, Tim Gilbert in the Motown Missile out of Gaines, Michigan. 572 cubic inch 1980 Chevrolet. Modified four-wheel drive truck competition side by side here in the Hoosier Dome.
Let's give him a big hand right there. What about the boys? AWOL and Motown's Missile. These boys, these ladies and gentlemen are tough. We got a lady in the Challenger out there, Pat Dove. She's tough.
In the far lane, this is small change, the 1987 El Camino. Robert Minnick out of Winchester, Virginia. The near lane, the NASA Challenger, the lady driver. This is Pat Dube. She is the wife of Dan Dube, who has become very famous for driving the new Bigfoot Fast Tracks. Pat hails from Freeport, Illinois, in an 87 Ford Wedge. 540 cubic inches for the Challenger, 615 cubic inches for the 87 El Camino. Small change against NASA Challenger. Small change, one of the fastest ones in round one. Let's see if he can improve on the time. 35,000 pounds on the sled. But right now it's the Challenger with a good run. Will it be a full pull? Yes, two full pulls.
Good run. Let's give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Small change. And the Challenger, Pat Dove, the lady of the class, doing a wonderful job. The young lady doing a wonderful job right there. Pat Dove just doing a fine job.
In the far lane, the Enterprise, Jerry Carlton in the Dodge minivan, and has an Aries engine, 750 cubic inches out of Ohio. Fourth, after the first round, was Tom Bim in the Stubborn Mule, an 88 GMC with a big block Chevy engine out of Glengarry, West Virginia. So the Stubborn Mule in the near lane was fourth after round one. He goes against the Enterprise at Jerry Carlton. Carlton now has stage first, the green light on the sled, watching for the Stubborn Mule of Tom Bim to stage. There's the green light. Here they are. Here they come. You hear the RPMs pick up in these power plants. And apparently there's a problem with the Stubborn Mule. The Stubborn Mule balks at the line, and a full pull for Jerry Carlton, the Enterprise. So the Stubborn Mule with Tom Bim has a problem at the starting line, never got out of the gate, and he was fourth after the first round. This one right here could be for all the marbles as we near the end of round 2. And these two are your leaders after round 1. In the near lane, Perpetual Motion, Harry DeCoulel Jr. out of Lowell, Indiana. He was leading after the first round. His time was 9.65, but riding second out of Gaines, Michigan with a clocking of 9.91 was Old Glory, Joe Gilbert. For the near lane, we'll see Perpetual Motion. The far lane, Old Glory. 1-2 after round 1. Let's see what they can do. Old Glory gets the whole shot, and he is on the roll. Old Glory, Joe Gilbert, a great ride. A fine ride for Old Glory. But Perpetual Motion was the steam from the engine, less than a full pull. And I tell you, right now, Old Glory looks like he may be the guy to beat. The final run of round 2 will have Mind Boggler in the near lane. This is Dan Harbour out of Columbia City, Indiana, in the 1968 Chevrolet. Going against in the far lane, the Battle Taxi. Brent Hyday out of Noblesville, Indiana. A pair of Hoosier boys. Ford against Chevrolet. The Battle Taxi, 640 cubic inches in the Ford. The Chevy, 640 cubic inches. And it looks like the Battle Taxi will have the advantage of full pull coming up to the Battle Taxi. And we're not sure that Mind Boggler made it the full pull. But the Battle Taxi has a fine ride, a full pull.
I believe, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the man with the fastest time here tonight in a modified truck. The man out of the Buckeye State of Ohio. He's tough. Let's give him a big hand. Jay Carlson, ladies and gentlemen, the Enterprise out of Manaway, Ohio.
The Mazda.
This could be the greatest competition of the evening. It is Barefoot against Bigfoot, Chevrolet against Ford. Barefoot with Scott Hess out of Auburn, Indiana, had the quickest time in the first round at 6.56. Bigfoot was just a tick behind at 6.60 as the crowd erupts. It's Ford against Chevy. Here they are. Look at the air of those trucks. Barefoot in trouble, almost on its side. How are they going to call it? They did not come down on the cars on the second group of junkers. How are they going to call it? How will the officials see it? Were both those trucks legal? We are waiting, you are waiting, and 50,000 people here in the Hoosier Dome are waiting. Who won it? Who won it? Ford or Chevrolet? The officials had decided to bring him back for another run. Oh, my! Not once, but twice tonight in the Hoosier Dome. Bigfoot and Barefoot will go at it side by side. All right, lined up side by side in Heartbeat. Brett Engelman. Heartbeat in the far lane. In the near lane, Nightmare with Steve Hess. A pair of 1989 Chevrolets. Nightmare out of Columbia City, Indiana. Heartbeat out of Lowell, Michigan. Here they are. Look at the air under Heartbeat. Heartbeat, but it looks like coming right at our cameras. Nightmare comes from behind to win it. Nightmare. Steve Hess out of Columbia City, Indiana. A 510 cubic inch flowing Chevrolet power plant in the 89 Chevrolet body. And Nightmare takes the victory in side-by-side competition in round 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, you think you can be a winner? Let's give him a big hand. Steve Hess, Nightmare 2.
As long as we bring you monster truck competition, you will never, ever see a better shootout than what you're going to see right here, the second time around. Barefoot, the Chevy. Bigfoot, the Ford. They went side by side. It was too close to call. The official said, go back, rest for 10 minutes, and do it again. Same lane. The far lane. It's Barefoot with Scott Hess. In the near lane, Bigfoot, Andy Brass. Barefoot, the Chevrolet. Bigfoot, the Ford. All right, here it is. Their times through the first round. Very close. Here they are. Here they are. And look at Andy Brass and Bigfoot. Andy Brass is in trouble. Andy Brass in trouble. Hang on, Andy. Oh, and he gets her stop as the fans down here start to back out of their seats. Oh, who won that one? Who won that one? The Ford fans say Bigfoot won it. The Chevy fans say Barefoot won it. Who won it? Are we going to do it again? How many times can these guys run and come down on all fours? We can see some damage under Barefoot, so he won't be able to run another time, at least for a while. Who won it? Who won it? Well, in the NFL, we had the instant replay that could always check an official's decision. Well, right now, we're looking at the replay. The officials are trying to determine who will go into the championship round. Will it be Bigfoot or Barefoot? Bigfoot or Barefoot? Barefoot is the winner. Barefoot, the Chevrolet, takes the victory over Bigfoot. Barefoot with Scott Hess, the Hoosier from Auburn, Indiana, takes the victory in the 540 cubic inch by a matter of inches. Barefoot, the Chevrolet, defeats Bigfoot. So now it's Chevy against Chevy. Will it be Nightmare or Barefoot? Let's go down and find out the championship round for the monster truck. The Ford fans have been disappointed because Bigfoot has been knocked off by Barefoot. So in the final, Scott Hess in Barefoot, the 1989 Chevrolet against Nightmare, the 1989 Chevy out of Columbia City, Indiana, Steve Hess. So a pair of Hoosiers, Steve Hess in Nightmare and Scott Hess in Barefoot. They're staring at 225 feet on some cars. Here they come. Look at the air on Nightmare. Nightmare takes the victory. Did you see the altitude of Nightmare? Nightmare may have set a Guinness Book of Records in clearing that second batch of cars. The air under Nightmare was incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Nightmare!
By inches, Nightmare takes the victory for the monster trucks here in the Hoosier Dome.
Ladies and gentlemen, this young man has got to be proud of this moment.
I sure am. Scott's a hell of a competitor, and I couldn't believe it. I don't know what happened, but I'm just glad to be on top.
Well, I'll tell you right now, he got off the cars on one side. You drove a good straight race. As you come back, got that fuel straightened out, and I'm going to tell you, young man, you had a fine show here tonight. We're mighty proud of you. The people in Indianapolis are proud of you. Thank you very much. Steve Hess.
In what might have been one of the best races of the season, Barefoot knocked off Bigfoot in the semifinals, but then lost to Nightmare in the championship. Well, the racing is over, but the memories will last for a long time. So as the fans leave the Hoosier Dome, we'll say so long for Power Pack Motorsports. I'm Gary Lee. Thanks for joining us. So long from Indianapolis.